Sa mga kontra sa ayuda, handang ipakita ng administrasyong ito kung saan napunta ang bawat sentimong inilaan para rito. Ang mga may hawak ng pondo, ang mga departamento tulad ng DSWD, DOLE at DOH, sila ang nagpapatakbo ng mga programa, hindi ang Kongreso. Lahat ng programa ito may totoong benepisyaryo, may totoong resibo. Walang notice of disallowance mula sa Commission on Audit. The story of a single mother from Samar who during the height of rising prices relied on financial assistance to keep her children fed and in school. She represents millions of Filipinos whose lives have been touched by our legislative efforts. To those who doubted the importance of social safety nets, let this be a reminder. Ayuda is not charity, it is justice.
Our esteemed colleagues, the Honorable Speaker, Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, will address the body.
Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members. Mga kagalang-galang na kasamahan, mahal kong kababayan, mahal kong kaibigan. As we close this chapter of the 19th Congress for the year, let me first express my profound gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Salamat sa malasakit, sa ating mga kababayan, salamat sa pagtindig sa katotohanan. This is not just another session day. Today is an opportunity to reflect on the year that was. A year of challenges, triumphs, and unrelenting hope. It's a privilege to stand before you representing a chamber united not just by the authority vested in us, but by the Constitution, but by the collective will to serve the Filipino people. Every single one of us here today has carried a burden, some heavier than others, but all for the singular purpose of uplifting the lives of our fellow Filipinos. Let me take you on a journey as we look back at the immense strides we've made, the battles we've fought together, and the victories that we now celebrate as one house and one nation. When we began this legislative year, we were faced with an uphill battle. Inflation bore down on every Filipino household. Global conflicts sent ripple effects across our shores, and calamities tested us and the resilience of our nation. In an unprecedented and unforeseen turn of events, we were confronted with and tackled matters that may have been the most contentious, grave, and intricate issues of our time. On top of that, climate events and movements in the global market set us back in our targets as these unexpected circumstances demanded our immediate action. Yet, we persevered together. We tackled these challenges head-on, driven by unwavering commitment to the Filipino people. Despite efforts to dim the light on this dignified institution, we held our ground. We refused to be defeated by false accusations and malicious maneuvers driven by self-interest, selfishness, and greed. I have seen the extraordinary resilience of our members, Despite the pressures of legislation and the complexities of the issues that we face and the often painful decisions we must make, you, my colleagues, have never wavered. Thank you. No doubt you have worked tirelessly to address the needs of your constituents, sacrificing time with your families and personal comforts to ensure that no Filipino is left behind. It is not easy to be in public service, but it is in moments like these when the results of our labor manifest in the improved lives of our people that make it all worthwhile. My dear colleagues, your resilience and determination were beyond measure. Throughout this period, we have successfully demonstrated our ability to act decisively and inclusively. Despite the pressures, obstacles, and overbearing weight of our tasks, we never backed down in our commitment to improve the lives of the Filipino people and our respective constituents. This year further displayed the strength of our democracy as we chose to uphold justice, equity, and fairness. In other words, we matched these immense challenges with great achievements. As Mahatma Gandhi said, dignity of human nature requires that we must face the storms of life. And face the storms we did, intelligently, gallantly, and objectively while relying on the fundamental principles of law. On this note, I would like to commend all the members for your inestimable contribution to this chamber. Thank you again. Your pivotal role in reshaping the course by which the House of Representatives conducts its work and redefining the future of our nation is by far exceptional. Your unwavering dedication to public service, eagerness to engage in debates and discussions, and mutual respect towards one another led the House of Representatives through the enactment of 71 national and 76 local laws since the opening of the 19th Congress. Today, let us celebrate our collective accomplishments, milestones that will leave an indelible mark on our nation's history. Our collaboration and tireless commitment to public service to achieve meaningful progress. The General Appropriations Act of 2025, which we ratified on December 11, is a testament to our commitment to prioritizing the welfare of our people. This is not just a budget. It is a blueprint of hope. It ensures funding for vital programs that bolster economic recovery, create jobs, and provide much-needed relief for struggling families. It is the cornerstone upon which the government operates, the key to supporting President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in his Bagong Pilipinas program. With the approval of the 2025 GAA, we will be more capable of advocating for the concerns of the underprivileged, pursuing justice for the downtrodden, and formulating policies that foster equality and dignity for all citizens. We ensure that every sector is supported, from agriculture to education, from healthcare to infrastructure. This budget reflects the pulse of the nation, responding to the immediate needs of our people while laying the groundwork for a sustainable future. Alam ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino, mahirap pagkasyahin ang budget para sa araw-araw na kailangan. Bawat miyembro ng pamilya may reklamo sa budget na nakalaan sa kanya. Pero sa kabuuan, ang desisyon ng pamilya ay para sa isang budget na makakabuti para sa lahat. And the same goes for the 2025 General Appropriations Act. While not everyone may be satisfied with the 2025 national budget, it is a budget that mirrors the true needs of our people, not just for daily survival, but for building a stronger foundation for a brighter and better future. ang budget na ibinigay natin sa mga departments at agencies. Yun lang kaya nilang gastusin sa loob ng isang taon, walang labis, walang kulang. On our legislative duties, we have approved 60 out of the 64 common legislative CLA measures, demonstrating our resolve to deliver on our promises. I am proud to report that we successfully passed 27 out of the 28 priority measures identified by the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council, DALEDAC, for passage by the end of the 19th Congress. These are not mere numbers. These are solutions to real problems faced by our constituents. Among these, I would like to highlight the National Land Use Act, which will pave the way for better land utilization and food security, and the Public-Private Partnership Act, which will attract investments and boost our economy. I'm quite elated to report that 4 more national and 36 local measures are already awaiting action by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We have ratified 3 conference committee reports. 5 measures are currently pending with the Bicameral Conference Committee, and about 800 legislative measures approved on third and final reading are awaiting action by the Senate. Since the 19th Congress opened, there were 1,366 measures approved, with 11,232 bills and 2,211 resolutions filed. This year alone, the House of Representatives, together with the Senate, worked hard to enact 51 national and 53 local laws. Recently enacted our Republic Act number 12063, or the Enterprise-Based Education and Training, the EBIT Framework Act. RA number 12064, or the Philippine Maritime Zones Act. RA 12065, or the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act. RA 12066, or the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises to Maximize Opportunities for Reinvigorating the Economy, the Create More Act. And RA 12078, or the amendments to the Agriculture Clarification Act. The House likewise spearheaded the recent enactment of other significant legislative measures, which include RA 12076, or the Ligtas Pinoy Centers Act, RA 12077, or the Student Loan Payment Moratorium During Disasters and Emergencies Act, RA 12079, or the VAT Refund for Non-Resident Tourists Act, and RA 12080, or the Basic Education, Mental Health, and Well-Being Promotion Act. Tapos nang natin lahat ng homework natin para sa taong ito. At sigurado po, mission accomplished tayo sa iba pang batas bago matapos ang termino natin sa 19th Congress sa Hunyo. This year, we have also exercised our oversight functions with diligence and integrity. Our investigations in aid of legislation have uncovered anomalies, held officials accountable, and pushed for reforms to ensure public funds are spent wisely. In the course of our legislative responsibilities, the House of the People remains vigilant in emphasizing the importance of transparency and accountability of public funds, reaffirming our commitment to safeguarding our most precious resources. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of the people resonates through us. As their emissary, let us acknowledge we have a sacred duty to our constituents and the values that bind us as a nation. A better future for the entire nation carries the essence of our duty. Our policies and actions must be designed to bring people together and not divide them, to build instead of destroy, and to develop rather than impede. Nakaabang ang milyong Pilipino sa bawat hearing ng ating Quad Committee at Good Government Committee. Naging sumbungan ang Kongreso ng mga kababayan nating naghahanap ng katarungan at solusyon sa mga katiwalian. Kailangan lang nagsimula na rin ang hearings ng ating Quinta Committee. Tayo natin maghanap ng solusyon kung paano pababain ang presyo ng bigas at iba pang bilihin. The Quinta Com seeks to address food affordability, accessibility, safety, while also examining the effects of agricultural practices on food production and food insecurity. Its hearings revealed significant instances of large-scale smuggling of agricultural products, manipulation of the prices of rice by traders, and the creation of artificial shortages of rice. These issues highlight specific vulnerabilities in monitoring transactions amongst wholesalers, retailers, and middlemen. Hoarding, the absence of proper monitoring, and other illegal practices have resulted to billions in foregone revenues. These most certainly must be addressed. Kaya naman, hiniling natin sa Executive Department na magbuo ng mega task force laban sa mga kartel na nagmamanipula ng presyo ng bigas at iba pang bilihin. Tutulong tayo sa mega task force na ito sa lahat ng paraan na kaya natin. Hindi tayo titigil hanggat hindi nabubuwag ang mga kartel at ito ay may preso ang mga leader nila. These efforts are not just about uncovering wrongdoing, they are about restoring faith in our institutions and proving that this House of the people stands firmly on the side of transparency, accountability, and justice. The Quadcom, for its part, remained unwavering in its investigations. Thanks to the valiant efforts of its members, the Quadcom investigation revealed the apparent temerity and disrespect of those who propagate serious and illegal activities involving pogos, illegal drugs, smuggling, irregularities in the Philippine visa processing, corruption, and accountability. Worse, the perpetrators were fully aware of their catastrophic implications on the government and society, yet they continued to operate without shame. Apart from the Anti-Extrajudicial Killing Act, the Anti-Offshore Gaming Operations Act, the Civil Forfeiture Act, and the fraudulent birth certificate cancellation law filed in response to the Quadcom's earlier findings, the Joint Committee is currently focused on drafting legislation that addresses evidence fabrication, explores additional accountability measures for law enforcement and officials. The hearings conducted by the Committee on Good Government illuminated the glaring and egregious ill use of the government's confidential funds. The extent of the funds' misuse and the clear absence of accountability shown through fabricated documents, falsified liquidation reports, and spurious acknowledgement receipts reveal how some shameless individuals blatantly disregard the rule of law and betray the public trust. Stricter measures for fund release and enhanced auditing policies must be implemented. Transparency in the General Appropriations Act must always be pursued. As a result, two proposed bills emerged from the hearings. One, to regulate the use of confidential funds and impose penalties for its misuse. And another, to define qualifications and penalties for special disbursing officers who violate the provisions of the law. Next year, the House of Representatives will also conduct a thorough and impartial investigation into how PhilHealth's funds are being managed. But this investigation is not about blame. It's about finding solutions. Our goal is clear: to ensure that every peso in PhilHealth's coffers works for the benefit of the members. The hardworking Filipino people who contribute month after month. If this investigation reveals that existing funds are being underutilized or are in excess of what is needed for current operations, we will pursue the following recommendations. 1, further expand benefits for members until we reach the vision of zero billing in all hospitals. We will also ensure that PhilHealth provides expanded healthcare coverage, including additional medical services, hospitalization support, and better benefits for those in need. Number 2, further reduce premium contributions for workers and employers burdened by rising costs. We will explore reducing premiums while maintaining PhilHealth's capacity to deliver its services. 3, suspend premium payments for 1 year. If funds remain stable and in surplus, we will recommend a 1-year suspension of premium payments for all paying members. This will serve as a form of relief to millions of Filipinos already grappling with inflation and rising prices. Why are we doing this? Because the Filipino deserve no less. PhilHealth. PhilHealth exists to provide security and comfort in times of medical emergencies. It should not hoard resources at the expense of its members. If we can alleviate the burden of contributions without compromising its sustainability, we will do so. As we face the daunting challenges of inflation, global conflict, and natural disasters, this House will also stand firm in defending the provision of ayuda for the people. Let me share the story of a single mother from Samar who, during the height of rising prices, relied on financial assistance to keep her children fed and in school. She represents millions of Filipinos whose lives have been touched by our legislative efforts. To those who doubted the importance of social safety nets, let this be a reminder. Ayuda is not charity, it is justice. It is our duty to ensure that no Filipino falls through the cracks, especially in times of crisis. This is what governance means, not merely passing laws, but ensuring that these laws translate into hope and dignity for every Filipino family. Sa mga kontra sa ayuda, handang ipakita ng administrasyong ito kung saan napunta ang bawat sentimong inilaan para rito. Ang mga may hawak ng pondo, ang mga departamento tulad ng DSWD, DOLE at DOH, sila ang nagpapatakbo ng mga programa, hindi ang Kongreso. Lahat ng programa ito may totoong benepisyaryo, may totoong resibo. Walang notice of disallowance mula sa Commission on Audit. Ang trabaho ng Kongreso, tiyakin ang pondo rito at masiguro na nakakarating ng maayos sa mga benepisyaryo. Our legislative agenda this year has been centered on economic recovery and growth. By